Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope y'all are doing well. Today, we are here for some interesting news in the Figuarts One Piece line. Now, I wasn't expecting anything to come out, super crazy right now. I refreshed the Shonen Jump calendar a few times, and I didn't see anything, but I did start seeing people start posting about this, and basically, seems like we're going to be getting another character from One Piece already. Now, we've got 3 as general releases, so for them to already be doing a 4th is pretty crazy. And I mean, I know One Piece is pretty popular, but I still was hoping that Bleach would get a 3rd character announcement. Rukia or Yodorichi or something like that, because it seems like there might be a little, not downfall for the Bleach line, but I think that they need something else just to kind of boost it up a little bit, because people's perception of Ichigo versus Renji's, people were like, Ichigo could be better. Renji's looking dope, but Ichigo definitely could be better. But I guess we'll see how that goes with that line. But anyways, to get back into the One Piece stuff. So it seems Yamato is going to be the next, I'll say potentially next character to come in figure form. On the Shonen Jump calendar, it says 2023, but it could be 2024 for all we know. This is just basically them putting it up here as a listing, like this is coming, but we don't know when. And that's why it still says to be decided. They don't know the pricing and all that stuff. All that's being figured out in the background. I do think it's cool that Yamato is coming, but I think it's a little early for them to kind of branch out to other characters. I think that they do need to focus on like the core of the Straw Hat Pirates. I can understand like Frankie and Chopper taking a little bit longer to push out just because of the many different things you can decide to do for Chopper, and the size of Frankie alone in the more recent arcs. You know what I mean? Pre-time skip Frankie, Frankie's OD, bro. But the new Frankie, he's a lot bigger. He's like statue size. So I mean, I guess it's really up to them, like how they want to do that. And I be honest with you, when we get more in depth with the One Piece stuff, whenever Frankie does come for the raid on Onigashima, look, I'm curious to see if they make that a general release or not, because he's just kind of big. And the load of accessories you can include with a guy like that has to be pretty insane. But anyways, to get back to the main topic. Now, Yamato coming. If you didn't already know what the character looks like, this is what the introduction to that character is. They've got the mask, this long hair. Now, they take that off relatively fast. And this is his design, Yamato. If you want to look over the character's whole bio and everything, they take over Kozuki Oden's kind of personality. They basically affirm themselves as Kozuki Oden, which is interesting and like really random. Like when you first meet the character, you're like, what the hell? But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty cool character. I kind of stopped watching One Piece for a little bit, but from what I've seen, you'll like the character. And he does fight Kaido a little bit, so you get to see some cool little stuff with that. Don't know if they'll do the form that he transforms into anytime soon, though. I think that would be a really cool one to do. But, you got to get the base design out the way, too. So anyways, they do come with this large weapon that, quite frankly, I think is going to take majority of that box space. Like Ichigo's weapon, I think it's going to be somewhere around the size of that. Just look at it. It's pretty big. They've got this skirt. Curious how Tamashii will handle that, if they want to do a soft plastic route or fabric. Fabric would be cool, but I don't see them doing it. Biggest thing to take away, though, that they're doing Yamato is height. Yamato is not necessarily a super tall character, but they are decently tall. And I mean, they're wearing these type of shoes, which gives you an increased amount of height too. So big thing will be is, will Tamashii prioritize scaling? They haven't always done that. They're really inconsistent with it. So if they do that, I think that can mean good things overall for the One Piece line. I mean, we'll have to see how they handle the bigger characters like Kaido, Big Mom, Whitebeard, etc. Because everybody's body proportions in One Piece is crazy. Like, it's not a bad thing, but it's definitely funny to look at sometimes for some characters. Like, and these are human characters for the most part, so pretty insane. But that is Yamato. Cool character. Really like the design. Looking forward to see what they do more in the anime and in the manga and stuff like that. But yeah, let's get into this next one. So Nami seems to be one of the other ones that is going to be coming, but not anytime soon. So this particular source that I'm using, FHK Figure gave me a link, and I kind of looked over all their stuff. FHK Figure is really good about, posting news updates as well for prices, release dates, upcoming figures, that you see like on Shonen Jump calendar. So this source, I trust it. But I will say about it is just the fact that Nami is in the commercialization planning process is very annoying. Like I just said a little bit ago, they got to prioritize the Straw Hats. Like, you start divvying out into too much of that arc, you'll never really see like the rest of the Straw Hats. And I mean, trust me, it's going to be annoying. It's going to be really annoying having to wait like in between years potentially to get the rest of the, Straw Hats, because it's the main group you're following around. I mean, who knows what they'll do in terms of arc structure when they're doing these figures, right? Because they're starting off with the most recent stuff. So there's a lot of potential there. And I mean, going into next year, you'll see stuff like Gear 5 Luffy and all that good stuff. So I don't know. I just wish that they would focus on the Straw Hats, and then they can go buck wild with everybody else there. You can do Kid, you can do a hybrid Kaido form, you can do Big Mom, you could do Trafalgar Law, you could do another Yamato, or even push Yamato back that far and have focused on the, Straw Hats again. So many other characters that just appear in that arc alone. It's too much. But yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see what happens. But to kind of bring this back into the main conversation, her being in a commercialization process basically is 14 to 12 months, that we have, I would say, to go in and wait for her as a figure. And I mean, we'll definitely see like updates and prototypes eventually, but look at this. This is, in case you didn't already know, this is an article from Tamashii telling us how they do their, planning and process, right? This is the same thing I assume that they would do for literally any other figure, as this doesn't really seem like it would need to change process-wise when they're doing figures, right? So yeah, I mean, for her to be this far back, not necessarily the best thing in my opinion. It makes me kind of wonder where they're going to take the line altogether, because I don't see them just doing Raid on Onigashima for the next 1 to 5 years. Like, no, they definitely may like end up flip-flopping and going like, oh, let's throw in Mihawk or Shanks, or let's randomly go back to the East Blue. There's too much there, right? And I mean, eventually I could see the One Piece line being built up as big as like the Dragon Ball stuff, but that's a whole nother conversation. There's too many characters One Piece has that, well, you won't see in figure form for a long time. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for the news. I just kind of want to give my thoughts on, Nami coming and her being that far back, as well as the fact that they're not necessarily prioritizing, the entire crew of Straw Hats, given, the fact that Chopper and Frankie might take different turns and spins when they're trying to figure out what to do with them. But for the main cast and crew, it just seems off. But yeah, so pretty cool that Yamato's coming. Don't know how far off from an official announcement from Tamashii it is, but hopefully something within the next 1 to 3 months, that they announce something. They do have, I think, a gallery change, for their, I believe, their store. And potentially you might see some new figures. That could be within the next day or two. Don't know yet. But they definitely have other things that they're going to be showcasing, so get ready for that. But anyways, I will catch you guys in the next video. Hope you have a good one. Peace.